Now that we have our scene set up, we have a floor and a wall, we have the environment, and a fairly simple texture on our floor and our wall. We're going to import a 3D object and use that within our scene. You can use a native built-in object within Vizrt as well. So here within our database, you can see that we took the liberty to import our 3D object already. If you need to import one, you can just go to your Import tab, you use the drop down here instead of images, you use geometries. If it's an FBX scene, then you may need to import it using the scene option. So our 3D object here was made in Cinema 4D. You can make yours in any external 3D program that you want. You can buy a 3D model if you need to as well. We're going to drag this up into our scene tree here, and you can see it's just looks like a plain white circle. So as I scale it up here and then rotate it around, you can see that there's not much to it. So now we need to add PBR materials to this to pick up the texturing and stuff. So what we're going to do is come into the container within the scene tree. We are going to right click on it and we're going to say add material version 4, and then it adds this material icon. So we can click on that icon and it takes us into this PBR editor here. And again, we have our options for all of our mapping parameters. So when we exported our 3D geometry, we also exported the textures along with it that we made. And here we can come into our image tab within our server folder and start using our textures here. And again, we can follow the naming conventions that we set up. So we have a base color here, and then we're going to drag that up into our color setting. We have a shield height. We can use that in our height box. We have a shield metallic. We can drag that one into the metallic box. We have our normal map, which we can slide into the normal map. We also have a roughness map, and we can drag that into the roughness map. So then we have our ambient occlusion map. We can drag that into the box. And then we have one here labeled specular. Though we don't have a box specifically labeled specular, we can come over and use this map if we want to try it anyway in the environment or one of the other boxes that you have. And as you can see with our shield here, how it really takes shape. So if we scale this up, we get a more realistic texture looking on our shield now. So as we spin this around, you'll start to see how detailed it can get. And again, you can go into each one of these settings here and start adjusting the factors of them. So if you wanted to take the roughness down a little bit or increase it, you could. There's also a metallic factor, which you can increase or decrease a little bit. Same with the height and the environment. I think you get the idea here as you adjust these, how it can affect your 3D object. Again, you can also go into your environment here and then raise or lower intensity of that as well. We do want to get set up to start lighting this a little bit, so we're going to use the version 4 lights to start lighting this. But before that, if you want to take a look at the default lighting within the Vizrt T4, there's a little switch right here. It's this little light bulb right here. So if you turn that on, you can get some default lighting within the scene, and you can see how this really starts to take on a different look altogether with those default lights. Lastly, if you just wanted to adjust some of the settings within this wall and or floor, so for example, if you want to take the tiling down, you have your tiling here that you can adjust. So we want to make it a little bit smaller and or bigger. You can readjust all the settings within here, and you have some more, your angle and your scaling as well that you can adjust. For now, we're going to save this scene and then come in and start using the lights within the scene.